What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer, Logan Landers, and join me today from the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network to break down the Oklahoma State Cowboys 2024 team preview is Jay McLovin. Jay, how you doing, my friend? And what can we expect out of the Cowboys this year? Oklahoma State, that is, not your Dallas Cowboys.
Well, you could probably expect a better season out of this version of the Cowboys than you can
Oh,
out of my version. I'll tell you that right now. And actually speaking the truth, Oklahoma State doesn't have to play Texas this year. They don't have to play Oklahoma University this year. You know, they got those games gone when they went over to the SEC. So they got a little bit easier schedule. On all honesty, Logan, I think they're picked to finish third in their conference. I wouldn't be surprised if they got second in their conference. I think their biggest games are going to be up against Utah, and I think it's going to be against Kansas State. I think those are going to be your toughest games of the season. I know you're going to play Arkansas, I believe it is, as well. But look for Utah and look for Kansas State to be your tougher games. I think right now, with that also in mind, I think you have a good offensive line. I think you have good pass protection. I think you have good. I think you're doing better at preventing tackles for losses. We got 4 starters coming back this year, which is always a good thing when you have continuity from year to year. So I expect a lot of good things. I think Ollie Gordon, the second, is going to get the ball at least 20 plus. I expect him to get the ball at least 20 plus behind that O line. And I expect him to have at least 1,700 yards. I think, or maybe even 1,500 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood, and 21 touchdowns. I think he did it. What was it? The year before last or last year? So I think he can get back to that. So again, yeah, when you look at this, I think they're stacked. I think with Brennan Presley, 101 catches, and Owens 63 catches at the wide receiver spots to back up that run game. I think they're going to do well on that as offensively. You got a good O line, you got good receivers, you got good running backs. You know, your defense, if anything, maybe needs to be worked on just a little bit. But outside your run defense, I thought the pass rush was pretty good. In fact, I thought you had a great pass rush. That they generated a lot of takeaways for you last season to the point where I think Martin was getting you 140 tackles, 6 sacks, and 16 tackles for losses. And Oliver was getting you 73 tackles, I believe it was, 6 sacks, and 15 and a half tackles for loss. So you're getting really good production out of your front 7. The secondary is doing their job as well. So I expect you to have a good season. I think the legs of Oklahoma and that run game can help control the clock. And I think it's going to do a lot better than what they did last year. And again, Alan Bowman, 7 years.
I think 7 years. 7 years will make you clear your throat. Jesus.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Man, can he stay healthy?
We'll see. Is the cafeteria foods that good, Jay, that he wants to stick around for 7 years?
I don't know. We'll see. 7 years. Like I said, he's been doing this for 5 minutes. So I think this is going to be his year, Logan.
Yeah, and when I look at Oklahoma State, you brought up a good point. They have an easier schedule this year, which is exactly what this team needs. It kind of fell into their laps. That everything got kind of switched around and moved for this upcoming season. But you mentioned this team, the main focal point is going to be in your backfield. Not at the quarterback, but a little bit behind him. And that, as you said, is Ollie Gordon, who, man, what a breakout year this kid had last year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if everything goes well this year, no surprise he'll be a top running back in the league, top pick at least in the draft. He's flashing all those tools right before our eyes, and definitely a star in the making, it seems, at that position. But when I look at this team, I think that they've got some good talent. You mentioned the running back combo they've got, the good quarterback with Bowman, who is a veteran by all means necessary. O-line as well, super, super experienced, right? And Jay, they've got 6 redshirt super seniors on their line in addition to a redshirt senior. So they've got some guys who have seen a lot of football on that campus. And this team, and also just going back to Gordon real quick, credit to him for sticking around, right? Not leaving in the transfer portal. Because everyone was wanting him. Everyone was wanting him. So I think he'll be good.
Absolutely.
And then you got the good combo out there, your wide receivers in Presley and Owens, who got it for a little bit under 2,000 yards, 11 TDs. That's a good deal right there. Defense, you're getting 10 guys come back from last season, but they have to be better. Jay, 86th in scoring defense, a number 111 in pass efficiency defense. So not championship numbers, right? But I think they can definitely improve. Nick Martin had a good year last year, all Big 12 honors at the linebacking spot. 6th in the nation with 140 tackles, for God's sake. Also, you got Kendall Daniels and Trey Rucker also getting 100 stops last year. But where this team needs a breakout star, you got it on the halfback position. Can you get it up front on your defense, right? Ebi Izuboko, he is coming over from Gannon University. If you ever heard of that one, drop it in the comments. You ever been to Gannon University? Let me know. He got 108 tackles and 14 sacks there, Jay. So no wonder he upped his game. We'll see what he can do, but I think all in all, Oklahoma State, I think the offense is going to be there. Defense might play a little bit of catch-up. And also, too, Jay, just something to note, because we'd like to show some special teams some love here once in every while. They're going to have to replace Logan Ward. Or they're looking for Logan Ward to replace Alex Hale as a place kicker. And Hale last year was a Grazo Award semifinalist, so that lets you know how good he was, one of the best kickers in the nation. So I think overall, OK State, they'll be a good team. I think they'll compete, and I think that their strength of schedule, in addition to their solid offense, will help out this upcoming year. Well, hey, for Jay McLovin, I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers, guys. Thank you all for tuning in.